The solitude of the desert bloom. In the farthest reaches of the world, where the horizon stretched endlessly beneath the golden sun, there lay a vast and quiet desert. The wind hummed softly over the dunes, shaping the sand into rolling waves that glistened beneath the stars at night. Nothing rushed in the desert. There were no rivers carving paths, no forests rising to meet the sky. Only the stillness of the land, where silence reigned as the oldest companion. Yet beneath the surface, unseen by wandering eyes, life rested in the soil. Seeds lay cradled in the cool sand, waiting for the rare touch of rain to call them upward. The desert seemed empty, but the emptiness was not loneliness. It was a pause, a breath held by the earth itself. Deep within the heart of the desert, a small seed rested, buried just beneath the sand. It had slept for years, cocooned in silence, with no roots to hold the earth and no leaves to greet the sky. At times the seed wondered if it would ever grow, if the rain would come, or if it would simply remain beneath the surface, unseen and forgotten. But the desert whispered softly to the seed. Patience, growth begins long before you see the light. The seed listened, though it did not yet understand. One evening, dark clouds gathered over the horizon, and rain fell gently across the dunes. The drops soaked into the sand, weaving their way down to where the seed lay sleeping. Slowly, the seed stirred. It stretched delicate roots into the soil, feeling its way carefully through the desert's quiet embrace. As days passed, the seed began to rise, its tiny stem curling toward the surface. When it broke through the sand, it found itself alone, surrounded by miles of open land, with no other plant in sight. But the seed did not shrink from this loneliness. It stretched taller, lifting small green leaves toward the sky. The desert whispered again, "You are not alone. You are exactly where you need to be." The sun watched over the small plant, and though the desert's days were hot and the nights cold, the plant stood firm. Its roots sank deeper, drawing strength from the earth below. One morning the plant bloomed. A single bright flower unfolded beneath the sky, its petals soft and full of light. The desert, though vast and quiet, held its breath in admiration. The bloom did not compare itself to forests or fields. It did not wish for company. It stood proudly in the sand, a beacon of colour in the endless expanse. In its solitude, the bloom flourished. As the bloom swayed in the breeze, the wind carried its seeds far across the dunes. They drifted gently, settling in places the plant would never see. And though the bloom remained alone, its presence shaped the desert in ways it could not imagine. Even in solitude, you create life, the desert whispered. What you bring to the world cannot be measured by those around you, but by the quiet strength you hold within. The bloom listened, and for the first time, it understood. As you lie in your bed tonight, think of the desert bloom standing beneath the stars. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine the soft breeze moving through the dunes, carrying seeds across the quiet land. Let it remind you that even in moments of solitude, you are growing. Loneliness is not emptiness, but a space where your roots deepen and your light begins to bloom. Rest now, knowing that the quiet parts of life often hold the greatest gifts.